that is statistical solution for the statistical analysis, a complete solution for the statistical analysis. That is called as what? SAS. So when it comes to the SAS, that is called as SAS. What exactly the SAS is, why it is used, where it is used, okay, how it is used. And now the SAS is a product. SAS is a product. SAS is a product of, SAS is a product of, what is that? SAS Inc. SAS Incorporation. SAS Incorporation Limited, USA. Okay, guys. So now let us start basically. So before we move ahead and look into what exactly the SAS is and on what thing is developed, why the SAS is developed, what do you mean by statistical analysis system and why it is used. Let us try to see something, the basic about this. So let us see first of all, what is a language? Yes, guys, what do you understand by the word called language? Hmm? So whenever I'm using the word called language, guys, whenever I'm using the word called language, okay, language means what? A means of communication between two people. A means of communication between two people. Suppose you and me, okay, suppose you and me are interacting with each other. Suppose you and me are interacting with each other. In order to understand this conversation, guys, in order to understand this conversation, okay, in order to understand this conversation, we require a means of communication. Am I right, guys? We require a means of communication. So hence, guys, to understand the conversation, we require a means of communication. We require a means of communication. So for that, we use generally, what is that? The language called English, because you and me can commonly interact and understand by using the language called what? English. So in the same way, guys, in the same way, whenever you wanted to, guys, whenever you wanted to interact, whenever you wanted to interact, guys, whenever you wanted to interact with the computer, whenever you wanted to interact with the computer, guys, whenever you wanted to interact with the computer, whenever you wanted to interact with the computer, okay, whenever you wanted to interact with the computer, we use the computer languages. So those languages are called as what? C, C++, okay, C comma C plus plus, okay, then we have what's it, Java, etc, etc. These are all the various, these are all, what is that, various, these are all what is that, various languages which is used to interact with the computer. Now guys, you and me are interacting with each other, isn't it or not? You and me are interacting with each other. So why do we interact? Tell me now, what is the necessity for you and me to interact with each other? Yes, you and me are interacting with each other in order to understand the conversation and to share the knowledge. In the same way, we interact with the computer. In the same way, we interact with the computer, guys. We interact with the computer. We interact with the computer. Okay. We interact with the computer to develop, what is it, packages. To develop the packages. So what is package? Package is nothing but this is called as a predefined command. There is a set of predefined commands, a set of, yes guys, a set of what? Predefined commands, a set of predefined commands to achieve a task. A set of predefined commands to achieve a task is called as what? Package. Is called as what? Packager. Packages are those, a set of predefined commands which is used to achieve a task is called as what? Package. Is called as what? Package. Hence, packages, what are the packages we have? We have a package called MS Word. So why do we use the MS Word? Whenever you want to put the data in the text format, that is the form of rows and columns. Whenever you wanted to put the data in the form of, what is it, guys? Tell me. Whenever you want to put the data in the form of what? Whenever you want to put the data in the form of rows and columns, we use, what is it, Microsoft Word document. In the same way, guys, in the same way, whenever you want to put the data, suppose you want to perform some arithmetic operations or calculations, some calculated data, you want to just put it. So where do we put it? Yes, tell me. In the computer, we put the data in what? Excel. Am I right, guys? We put it in the Excel. In the same way, guys, in the same way, whenever you wanted to make some presentations, what is the format which use it? Can you tell me, guys? PowerPoint. Am I right, guys? MS PowerPoint. So we use, what's it, Microsoft PowerPoint. So for different situation, different packages are defined here. Okay, what's that we have it? We have the Microsoft Word, we have the Microsoft Excel, we have the Microsoft PowerPoint, etc. These are all the packages we have it. Okay, guys, these are all the packages. So these packages are developed. Can you see here? These packages are developed. These packages, guys, are developed. These packages are developed by using what is that? Languages. These are the languages we use it. Am I right, yes, everyone? Yes, everyone. Am I following? Yes, everyone is following or not? Okay. So now this is the thing we have it. Next, after this, guys, all the languages comes under what? Can you tell me? All the languages are nothing but these are called as what? Applications. The C, C++, Java are called as what? Guys, these are called as what? These are called as what? Applications. These are called as what, guys? Applications. And these applications, guys, these applications are nothing but are called as what? Technical applications. Am I right? These are called as what? Technical applications. These are called as what? Technical applications. That means the applications which involves the technicality, or else I'll explain you. And now, guys, these applications, whatever the applications you have, Microsoft Word, etc., are called as what? Which application? Which type of application? It is called as what? Functional application. It is called as what? Functional applications. So now, guys, what do you mean technical applications and what do you mean functional applications? Technical applications are those where a technically sound person who knows the knowledge or who has the knowledge of C, C++, Java, etc., can use the technical application. Am I right, guys? Can use the technical applications. Whereas when it comes to the functional applications, guys, these applications, anyone, Microsoft Word, Excel, without the knowledge of the computers, without the knowledge of the computers also, you can use this application. Suppose, guys, if at all you want to prepare your resume, if at all you want to prepare your resume, CV, you want to prepare it. So whenever you want to prepare your CV, or whenever you want to prepare your resume, guys, whenever you want to prepare your CV, or whenever you want to prepare your resume, what is the format we use it? We choose a format called what? Microsoft Word. So to run this Microsoft Word, do you need to have the knowledge of C language? Do you need to have the knowledge of C++ language? Not really. We don't require it. Am I right, guys? So whereas basically these applications are called as what? Functional applications. Okay. Whereas now, guys, let us come to the next part. So technical applications is that where everything will be written and defined by the user technically, where you need to have a good knowledge. So functional applications are nothing but what? Where you don't need to write anything basically. Okay, guys. Everything will be what? Yes, pre-written or predetermined. Now, guys, here you have another application that is nothing but if at all we combine technical applications and functional applications together, it becomes what? Techno-functional. Techno-functional. It becomes what is it? Techno-functional. It becomes what is it, guys? Techno-functional applications. So what do you mean techno-functional? Techno-functional applications are those where it is the combination of technical and is the combination of functional. That means technicality and functionality together. It is called as what? Techno-functional. So under the techno-functional, guys, we have the following. What is that? We have the following. That is nothing but the first one. We have it here. The first one we have it here as what is that? Yes, guys, the first one we have it here as the under the techno function following. The first one is nothing but here we have it as ERPs. All the ERPs, okay, all the ERPs comes under the techno functional only. And guys, apart from this, all the databases, can you see here? All the databases comes under the techno functional only. Okay, guys, all the ERPs and all the databases. Now, guys, before we move ahead, just I wanted to brief you something more about the ERPs. Now, guys, what do you mean ERP? ERP stands for what? ERP stands for what? Enterprise Resource Plan. Am I right, guys? Enterprise Resource Plan. It stands for what? Enterprise Resource Plan. ERP stands for what? Enterprise Resource Plan. Enterprise Resource Plan. Okay. So, okay, Enterprise Resource Plan. So here we have it. Enterprise. What do you mean enterprise? Enterprise is nothing but a company or an organization, guys. A company, an organization, or okay, a company, organization, anything That is nothing but a company or an organization is called as what? Enterprise. So here we have enterprise. So I'm just making it enterprise is nothing but a company. Okay, a company or an organization, a company or an organization, or okay, a business and entity is called as enterprise. Now, guys, resource. When it comes to the resource, now tell me, what do you mean by resource? Yes, what do you mean by resource? Tell me now. So resource is nothing but now, guys, this is the class going on right now. Now tell me, what are the resources of this classroom? The application here which you are using, which we are interacting with each other, that is called a Zoom application, is the resource of the classroom or not? Yes. Then laptop using which I'm telling you the class, this is the resource of the classroom or not? In fact. And now various, can you see here, all the internet connectivity, Wi-Fi, router, etc., all these are the, yes, all these are the, what is that, guys? All these are the resources of the classroom. In the same way, every business will have a resource. Am I right, guys? So every business will have a resource, and these resources are classified, or can you see, divided into three categories. The first one is called as what? The first one is called as what? Manpower. And the second one is called as what, guys? Tell me now. Finance. And the third one is called as what? Assets. So manpower, finance, and assets. Whereas P stands for nothing but plan. Plan means what? How to plan the manpower, how to plan the finance, and how to plan the assets of an organization. How to plan the manpower, finance, and assets of an organization to extract the, what is that? To extract the maximum profits. To extract the maximum profits. So now it will give you the solutions. What is it? How to extract the maximum profits by managing your available resources of an organization. So for that, or for that, can you see here, we have the following domains, such as we say the domain called what? SD, which stands for what? Sales and distribution. Then we have, what is that? The domain called what, guys? Then we have the domain called what? MM, which stands for, what is it, guys? Material management. And then we have, what's it? PP, which stands for production planning. And then SD, MM, PP, HRMS, human resources management system. And then we have, what is it? Finance, FICO, we call it. Okay, guys, can you see here? These are all the domains. So hence on these domains, we have the softwares available in the market, such as we say it as what, guys? SAP. We say it as what? SAP. Okay, we say it as what? SAP. And here is the SD. Means what? Sales and distribution is the domain of the ERP, developed on developed by the software called what? SAP. SAP is a software developed on the domain called what? Sales and distribution. Developed on the domain called what, guys? Sales and distribution. So hence we call it as SAP. And then we have Oracle. Oracle HR. Oracle HR, which we call it as EBS. Oracle HR, which we also call it as what? Oracle EBS. Okay, EBS. That's it, guys. Okay. So now, guys, can you see here? Anyways, okay. Anyways, these are the domain. We have it. Okay. So now we say what is it? SAP, and we say what is it? SAP HRMS. That means SAP has come out with their own softwares on, what is it? Human resources, or human production planning, or sales and distribution. Getting my point? So now, guys, this is the thing, and brief about the ERP. Now, guys, let us come to the main part, that is called as a database. So here is the main logic why we are looking into the database and what is database. Now, can you tell me, guys, what do you mean by a word called database? Now, tell me now, please, anyone. Yes, guys, I want to interact. I want you guys to interact. Okay, please tell me now. Yes. Okay, anyways, database. What do you mean database? Database is nothing but, okay, database is nothing but it is a place where information is recorded. Database is nothing but it is a place where information is recorded. Is called as a database. Is called as, what is that? Database. A place, a place where, okay, a place where data is recorded, okay, is called as what? Database, in the form of what? Rows and columns. Now, guys, I'm writing it, database. Database is nothing but a place where information is recorded. Database is nothing but what? A place where information is recorded. and these information is recorded in the form of what? Rows and columns. So hence this is called as a database. Now the database. So guys, the database has two parts. What is the first part? Now guys, the first part, the database has two parts here. The first part, I'm just mentioning it here. Okay guys, the first part of the database, okay, the first part of the database, which we call it as what? Transaction database, guys, which we call it as what? Transaction, which we call it as what? Transaction database. And the second part of the database, which we call it as what? Data warehouse, which we call it as what? Data warehouse. So these are the two type of database or two parts of databases, we can say. The first part is what? Transaction database, and the second part is what? Data warehouse. The second part is called as what? Data warehouse. Now guys, before we look into what is database and why it is transaction database and what is a data warehouse and why it is used, guys, let us try to see an example. Oh yes, let us try to see an example here. What is the example? Let us try to see what is a, guys, you have a textbook, all of you. Can you tell me? Textbook. There is a textbook. There is a textbook. Now tell me, when there is a textbook, how many topics are covered in the book? How can you find out? Yes, guys, tell me now. In a textbook, how many parts are covered or how many topics are covered in the book? How many? Yes, tell me now, guys. How many? Guys, tell me now. All of you, please tell me. How many? There is a textbook, guys. There is a textbook. Now tell me how many parts, okay, how many parts, okay, um, they are in the book, we will be having the textbook. Yes guys, basically you have what's that? Index paper. Yes, index paper is on first part, where we have what's that? Topic name along with the page number. Where in the second one, what is that you have it, guys? The second one is nothing but what? From the detail. Suppose in the index paper or in the prefix paper or in the first paper, whatever you have it, you have the topic name along with the page number, the topic name along with the page number. And now from the second paper, it will have the details from the first part till the end of the subject. From the first part till the end of the subject, you will have the details. Now guys, here we can say that, suppose you wanted to buy a book for a subject called English. Suppose you want to buy a book for the subject called, what is it? English. So as you wanted to buy a book for the subject called English, okay, as you wanted to buy a book, so as you wanted to buy a book for the subject called English, guys, as you wanted to buy a subject book for the subject called, what is it? English. So how do you make the decision of purchasing? First of all, you will go to the book and ask the shopkeeper to show you the book for English. And now English story book or whatever the type of book he showed you, you will pick up that book. And now how do you make the decision of purchasing that book or not? So are you going to read the whole book at the shop itself? Yes guys, no, we are not going to read the whole book at the shop itself. Simply we are going to refer the paper called index paper, where in the index paper you will have the topic name along with the page number. Am I right guys? You will have topic name along with, what is that? Page number. You will have the topic name along with the page number. So hence you will read all the topics covered in the book and then you will take a decision of purchasing that book or not. So we can say that the textbook is divided into two parts. The first one is the index paper and the second one is the detailed paper. Whereas guys, the index paper is used to take a decision. Am I right guys? So whereas we can say that the index paper is recorded in here. Can you see here? Index paper is recorded. The book index paper is recorded here in the data warehouse. And now guys, what is it? We have it, the data in a transaction database, that is from the second paper of the book till the end of the book. That means the detailed data. Okay guys, the detailed data will be recorded in on what? Transaction database. So now these are the two parts of database, where the first one is a transaction database and the second one is the data warehouse. So transaction database means what? Transaction database is a database where all day-to-day detailed transaction information will be recorded here. And data warehouse is a place where summarized information, that means index paper means what? Where summarized information will be recorded. Where what is that? Summarized information. Okay, where summarized information, okay, where what is that summarized information will be recorded, where summarized information will be recorded. Okay, guys. So here we have two parts. What is the detailed data and what is that summarized data? And now, guys, detailed data is used for what? Verifying and validating the records. And now, guys, summarizing the information is nothing but it is what is that you have it? It is used to what is it? Take a decision. That's it. Okay, now, guys. Now, guys, here you have a data like this. Can you see all of you? Here you have a data. Okay, here you have a data. So now, guys, let us try to understand how the data is recorded here. Now, guys, let us try to take an example of a supermarket. Here you have a more supermarket. Guys, more supermarket is here. More supermarket is here. And now, guys, there is a query here. The more supermarket is here. Now they have a data. So first one is what? Product ID. I'm writing the full form here. Product ID. Product ID, guys. Product underscore ID it is. Okay. Now the product ID I'm giving it here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, guys. The product ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, guys. Now, guys, can you see here? Then you have product rate. Product rate. So now, guys, the product rate is what is it? You have it. Tell me now. The product rate. The product rate is what? The rate is, let us assume it is here as 100. Okay. And now, guys, product ID, product rate. And now, guys, what is it? You have it. Product quantity sold. Product quantity sold. Okay, guys, product quantity sold. So now, guys, the product quantity sold is, let us make it as a 10 pieces. Okay, then we have what is it? Date of sales, guys. What's that? You have it. Date of sales. Date of sales. And now, guys, the date of sales, let us assume it here as what is the date? You have it. Yesterday's date. What was the date yesterday? 18th October 2022. Okay, guys, this is the data. You have it. Okay, guys, this is the data. And now another one. I have one more record here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And here the rate is what is it? Let us make it as a 200 here, guys. And the quantity sold is 10 pieces. Okay, or 20 pieces. 20 pieces. And now, guys, the rate of sale is what is that? 18. Okay, 18, 10, 20, 22. Okay. Then we have what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the ID number. You have it. And the rate, let us make it as a 500, all of you. And the quantity sold is 0.5 pieces. Okay, 0.5 pieces. And the date is what is it? You have it. Date of sales is 18, 10, 2022. Okay, 18, 10, 2022. Okay, guys, the next one is after this. Okay, this is the 18th day. And now, guys, what is the sales you have it? Tell me now. 19th day. Okay, I want the sales of 19th day. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, guys, 4, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the quantity sold, that is today's sales. So assume that today is already done. So I'm making it 100 rupees. Okay, the quantity sold is 20. And now, guys, what is the date you have it? Tell me now. 19th of 10, 2022. And the next one is what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, guys, the quantity sold, let us make it as 100 here also. Quantity sold is also 100 here. So let us make it as the quantity sold is a 20. Rate is to 100, 20. And now, guys, 19, 10. Okay, guys, 19, 10, 20, 22. And now, guys, again, you have what is it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Now, guys, again, what is the rate you have it? Tell me now. The rate is, let us assume you have it as 200. Okay. Here you have what is it? Rate is 67890. And you have what is that? 200. And here you have what is that? It is 200 here. Okay. So 200 and the quantity sold, let us make it as a 10. And the date of sale is 19. Now, guys, here I have following. Getting my point? I have the following. Now, guys, what is that you have it? I have the following. That means this is the more supermarket information, and the authorities of the more supermarket wanted the following. That means they have the queries. What are the queries? The first query they want like this, guys, all of you. The first query they want like this. The first query is they wanted to know, guys. The first query they wanted to know what is the uh, difference of sales amount, difference of in sales amount day wise, whether the sales is increasing day wise or decreasing sales wise. Okay, so they want what is that? Sales information. This is the query. Sales information uh, need to be need to be presented need to be presented need to be presented sales information need to be presented uh, in graphical format. Sales information need to be presented in graphical format. In what is it? Graphical format. Graphical format. Day. Okay. That is nothing but graphical format. And now, guys, the second one, expected sales, expected sales, expected sales. Can you see here? What is it they require it? Expected sales for uh, 11, sorry, for 20th, what is that you want? 10, 20th, 10, 2022. That's it. They want the sales expectation. And also they want the expectations of 21, 10, 2022. Now, guys, tell me what is it? According to my data, guys, according to my data or according to this data, we actually, this is the query you got it from the more supermarket. More supermarket. Everyone just concentrate. The entire logic is here. Okay. So the entire logic is here. Okay. So now can you see here? The entire logic is here. So can you see here? What is that? You have it. We have what is that? The sales information need to be presented in graphical format and expected sales for 2010 2022 and 2110 2022. These are the two things we require it. Okay, these are the two things we require it. Okay, so now, guys, first of all, how we have to move it, how the data will flow will move, I'll explain you, guys. Here this is called as what? The supermarket, more supermarket users who require to present the data in this format, he is called as what? End users. He's called as what, guys? End user. The name of him is what? End user. So he require the user or the customer, we call it in, okay, the business language we call it as the customer. Now, guys, we will work like this. Okay, first of all, how do we move it? First of all, we require to see the data. Now, guys, first of all, what is that they require it? Can you see it? Sales information need to be presented in graphical format. That means what? They require, according to the first instance, what is that they require? They require the information to be presented in the graphical format representing the growth day wise. Representing the growth day wise. Am I right, guys? This is the thing they want to evaluate it. This is the thing they wanted to evaluate it. Am I right, guys? This is the thing they wanted to evaluate it. They wanted to find out what is the expected, that what is the sales going on, whether the day wise sales is increasing or decreasing. They wanted from 18 to 19 the sales has increased or decreased, that they wanted to know it, guys, that they wanted to know it. So as they wanted to know the same, how do they move further? Let us try to see it first of all. So to beginning with the process, guys. So now, guys, to find out or to know, can you see here? To know the sales is increasing or not day wise, we need to perform some operations on the data. That means some calculations need to be performed here. Can you see it? Some calculations. Now, guys, the calculation is nothing but if we find out, guys, if we find out net sales amount, if we find out, guys, what is that? If we find out the net sales amount, if we find out the net sales amount day wise, day wise net sales amount, if we could find out, this is my programming logic I'm telling you. Okay, if we could able to find out the net sales amount, then we can easily find out whether the sales is increasing or decreasing. Am I right, guys? So now, guys, here you have to find out the net sales amount. To find out the net sales amount, guys, let us move further. Do we require the product ID? Actually, the customer is not worried about the product ID, which product sold, how many pieces. He is not worried. He is worried only about the sales amount, whether the sales amount is increased from 18 to 19th or not. He is worried only about that. Okay. So now, guys, do we require the product ID? Not required. Do we require the product rate? Of course, we require it. So now, guys, I'm pulling in. This is called as what? I'm pulling in here. Can you see it? I'm pulling out. So product rate is required here. Okay. Product rate. Now tell me, product quantity sold is required or not? In fact, we require to find out the net sales amount. We even require the product quantity. So I'm using what's a product quantity, guys, sold here. Now, guys, date of sales is required. Obviously, date of sales is also required. So date of, okay, date of, what is it I'm requiring? Sales. So now, guys, tell me, here we have it. So now this particular part, this is called as, what is that, guys? This is called as what? Okay, this is called as what? The process of extraction. This is called as the process of, what is it? Extraction. This is called as a process of, what is it, guys? Extraction. So once the extraction is done, can you see here? Once the extraction is done, we pulled in product rate, product quantity sold, and date of sales. Now, guys, what is the product? Can you see here? Quantity sold rate, we have it 100 rupees. Quantity sold is 10 rupees. That means 100 into 10 means what? What will be the output you will have it? Yes, tell me now. 100 into 10 means what? Guys, tell me. 100 into 10 means what? Tell me now, guys. 100 into 10 means what? 1000 or not? I think you people are not interested, guys. I want everyone to interact. Okay. So in my every batch, people interact with me. This is not the one way thing I make it out. Okay. So what is the product rate? So how I got this product rate as 1000 rupees? So 100 into 10. So I got the 1000. Am I right, guys? 200 into 20. Now tell me, what is that value you have it? Tell me now, guys. 200 into 10 is 2000, 4000. Am I right, guys? 4000. Next, afterwards, 500 into 5 means what? Tell me now. 500 into 5 means what? 2500. Am I right, guys? This is the product rate. And now, guys, quantity sold and all these things is it already done. So I've done some calculations. So now, guys, instead of this, what I can say here is I can do one more calculation. What is that? 1000 plus 4000 plus 2500, 5000, 7500. Total is, what is it, guys? Tell me now. The net is what? 7500. So this you can say it as what, guys? Net sales amount. Net sales amount. Am I right, guys? Net sales amount is what? 7500. And now, guys, the net sales amount is 7500. On which date it is? Yes, guys. So date of sales. What is the date of sales, guys? Can you tell me? What is the date of sales? You have it as what? 18th. 18, 10, 2022. Okay, guys. Next, after this, the first day is done. The second day, what is the thing you have to tell me now? Can you see here? What is the second day data? Same calculations you have to make. 100 into 20 means what? 100 into 20 means what? 2000, no? 2000. So first line, I'm just writing the overview calculation. 2000. And now 100 into 20, again 2000. And 200 into 10, tell me now. This is also 2000. Totally how much amount? 6000. Am I right, guys? Totally the amount is what? 6000. Very good. So now, guys, I'm mentioning it here. 6000. What is the sales date you have it? 19, 10, 2022. That's it now. This is the data. So now, guys, this process is called as what? Extraction. Then what is the next thing you have it? Transformation. You have made some calculations now. The calculations, all this is called as what? Transformation. And the third process, whatever the third process you have it, okay, the third process is called as what, guys? It is called as what? Loading. It is called as what? Loading. extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas actually, guys, this particular task of extraction, transformation, loading the data and reporting the data in this way, can you see here? This is called, or this is done by the person called what? Yes, guys, this is done by the person called what? Data engineer. It is done by what is that? Data engineer. Who will do it? Data engineer. So it is a basic job of the data engineer to make the data ready. Okay. Now once this is done, the job is done here. Okay. In short, we call it as what? ETL, guys. In short, we call it as what? ETL. ETL. Okay, guys, that's it. Now, can you see here? Next one, what is it? You have it now. ETL, extraction, transformation, loading. Now, actually, further, what is the ultimate task you have it? You got the net sales amount and you have to present it graphically, na? Graphically. But here, for presentation of graphical manner, to present the data in the graphical manner, now how to make it further? So here the job of the analyst comes. Analyst. So the analyst is going to work on actually the data. The analyst is going to work on actually the data part. That means the reporting part, the actual decision making will comes here. So now, guys, as we need to present the sales information, so who has find out the net sales amount? Already the data engineer has find out for you. And now the analyst, what is his job? His job is to present the data, whether in the graphical format representing the sales has increased or decreased, representing the sales as increased or decreased from what is that you have it from what is that, 18th and 19th of October. So now, guys, he presents the data in a graphical format by using some graphical tools. So here for that we use the tool called what? SAS, statistical analysis system. So here we use it and we present the data. We present the data in the form of a graphs. In the form, what is that? Graphs, guys. And these graphs, reports or graphs, these graphs or what is it? We can also present it in the form of what? Reports. Report and graph. What is the difference between graph and reports? Graph represent the graphical representation. That means now, guys, in the in the COVID time, we might have seen the graph of the COVID is going up and going down. The data is representing in a curve format, something like graphical format. Okay. Whereas in the reporting, report means what? Report consisting of, even if you find out any kind of, can you see here? If you take any kind of ECG scan, okay, ECG, or else of your body, or else if you take the CT scan, you will have one graphical presentation and one detailed report will be there. Report will be explaining you about the disease and the values, whatever they acquired it from your out of the test. The same way here also you have to write the report here. So report is that which consisting of the detailed information. Okay. So ultimately, to the end user, the analyst is going to present the report in the form of graphs or in the form of a report. That's it. Now, what is the second query? Expected sales for 20th 10 2022 and 21 10 2022. Now, guys, they want to find out the expected sales for these 2 days. Am I right? They wanted to find out the expected sales. So now when it comes to the expected sales, guys, the expected sales is nothing but, that means you have a data of today and yesterday and you have to find out what is going to happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow. This kind of analysis is called as predictive analysis. It is called as what? Predictive analysis. This is called as what? Predictive analysis, guys. Predictive analysis. So the predictive analysis, guys, predictive analysis is referred as the future prediction. So this will be done by the person. This will be done by the person, guys. Who does it? Tell me now. This will be done by the person called, what is that? Data scientist. This is done by the person called what? Data scientist. Getting my point? This is done by the person called, what is that, guys? Data scientist. This is done by the person called what? Data scientist. That is called as predictive analysis. Whereas to perform the predictive analysis, we require to design a plan. What is that plan? That plan is called as statistical plan. That is called as what? Statistical plan. That means we need to apply the statistical techniques to design how to predict it and what is the value you have to predict it. Do you need to predict it on the sales amount or net sales amount? Do you need to predict it how wise? What is the that is predict the criteria of prediction? That means we call it as what? Variables of prediction. So all this, that means based on the future, are going to find out the, based on the current data and based on the previous yesterday's data and today's data, you will have to find out the future. What would be the expected sales you may have it for the coming days, called what is that, 20th and 21st. Getting my point? So this kind of job is done by the predictive analysis, that is called as a data scientist. So whether it is a job of an analyst or it is a job of data scientist, the data scientist will design the predictive analysis plan, that is called as all the future predictive statistical algorithms will be designed by the data scientist, and analyst is going to make out the difference here. Okay, so all these jobs we can do it, that is predictive analysis or predictive data modeling, or you know, the reporting and graphic, etc., etc. All these things we can do it by using the software called SAS, which stands for what? Statistical analysis system. Okay, guys. So as a part of this course, we are going to see the SAS in 3 different modules, guys. In 3 different modules. That is called, we divided these modules into 3 modules here. The first one is called as what? SAS technical module. SAS technical module. SAS technical. So under the SAS technical, we have the following. What is that? We use the thing called what? Base SAS. Okay, base SAS, guys, base SAS. And then we have, what is that? The base SAS. Sorry, we have the base SAS. Then we have the SAS macros. Okay, then we have the SAS macros, and then we have, what is that? SAS. Okay, SAS macros. Okay, then you have, what is it? Okay, SAS based macros, and then you have SAS SQL. All this is we are going to see in the technical part. Whereas in the techno functional, we have it. Okay. In the techno functional, guys, what is that we have it? We have the SAS, guys, SAS ETL, which stands for what? SAS extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, we use it. Okay, then we have, what is it? SAS EIS, enterprise information system, EIS. Okay, so SAS EIS, enterprise information system. Okay, and then we have, what is that? The SAS ETS. That is called as what? Okay, ETS. Okay, so econometric time series. Okay, so this actually, that's it, econometric time series. So basically this we will see it in the functional part here. So here you have, what is it? Functional. So under the functional, guys, we are going to see the major one, that is called as what? SAS stat.
Excuse me, Samir. We couldn't see your screen. Could you scroll up, please? Scroll up the page here.
Yeah, just a minute. Can you see here, guys? Here we have, what is that? Okay.
Yes.
So now SAS statistics. Then we have, what is that? Yes, guys, SAS statistics and SAS operational research, OR. OR stands for what? Operational research. Okay. And then we have, what is that? SAS. Okay. SAS operational research. And then we have SAS ETS, which stands for econometric time series. Okay. And okay, then we are also going to see, okay, various modules here. Okay, that is the basically these 3 modules are divided or classified into these 3, that is technical, functional, and techno function. So whereas this is an end-to-end software which starts from the data pulling, that is as a data engineer job. It includes the job of, what is that? That is nothing but the data scientist and the data analyst, everything from end to end job. From end to end, we will be having it into the SAS. Okay, so whereas when the duration, it comes to the duration, basically, guys, you will have 75 hours duration. You'll have the 75 hours duration for the same. Okay, and every day you will have the class at 10 a.m. and 10 to 11:15, like that you will have 1 hour 15 minutes class, you will have it. And this would be obviously the online session, you will have it. And the detailed content brochure will be uploaded by today evening, okay. By today evening you can get the detailed content brochure of the SAS, what are the things you have it in, what are the things you are going to cover it, okay. And basically the SAS is right now, obviously it is an evergreen tool, though it is ruling the market since the past 15 years. It is ruling the market since the past more than 15 years. 15 16 years it's ruling, but still the demand is there. But you must be asking me a doubt. So what about this requirement and how exactly? Basically you will have a requirement based on the, guys, functionality, technicality, and techno functionality. Techno functionality is not that much, we use it. But technicality, that is base SAS, macros, SQL, and statistics, SAS stat. These are the basic four modules which you require to, which you require to totally, look into this. So as a part of this course, we are going to see almost all 10 modules here, 10 different modules I'm going to tell you, okay. And one project implementation. So how the project will start and how the project will end, from end to end implementation, we'll see it once, okay. That's it, guys. And yeah, now anything for you, anything questions for me? Yes, you can go ahead and ask me, guys. And now when it comes to my experience, you guys, I have around 10 plus years of experience. And when it comes to this, my experience on SAS, sees, I worked on SAS, uh, purely on SAS, that is for the past 7 years I've been working on the SAS. And now currently I'm serving SAS with the cloud technologies. That means I'm supporting it on the cloud part of the SAS, okay, wherein the reporting it, all this, the applying of the SAS integration with the cloud. What is a cloud? Basically now what is happening is the entire globe is moving from on premises to cloud technology, okay. So even the SAS integration is also the same, the cloud technology wise. So we are going to see here it in two ways, that is on the on premises way as well as on the cloud way, okay. How the SAS will work on the cloud, and how the SAS we use it on the on premises. So for on premises we need to install the software in your PC, guys. So installation is very simple here, guys. Can you see here? I have some, can you see? I'll just show you my desktop. Can you see here? This is my desktop, and can you see here? I have a software. Just open this software. Can you see it? This is a some version 9.4, some older version. Okay, old version you have it. You'll get it very, even the new versions. Okay, Adams. Okay, TLMFS. All this we are covering. Okay, need not worry. C disk, C disk. Okay, so all this I'll explain you, guys. SAS with a that is SAS with a clinical module. How the SAS we use it in the clinical module, and then even we will see the SAS with a banking and finance. Okay, and apart from this SAS with the clinical, banking, finance, and also we are going to see the SAS with what is that, cloud integration, guys. That is the most important. Can you see here, guys? This is nothing but the SAS software, you have it. So you need to install it. So right now this is called as on-premises software. This is right now on my desktop now. So it isn't on my PC. If the same is in cloud, how do you work it? That is called as a cloud integration. So that cloud integration part is also, we will see it, which is right now very booming in the market. It will come, it will flourish very soon. Okay. So guys, before it flourish, it gets into this cloud. So we have to get into here. Okay. Uh, that's it. And about this classes, guys. So we will start the classes from tomorrow, and by end of the day today you can find it, this content brochure uploaded here, okay. That's it. So now the questions for me, you can go ahead, guys, please. No, I don't, we don't provide you the softwares. I don't have the softwares. You can just check out with the management if they are providing it, okay. I don't know what the software providing installation and all this, you can check out with them. Yes, guys, any questions for me now? Tell me, please. No questions, guys?
Hi, Samir. Do you also get the exposure on live sessions like upcoming scenarios?
Yes, I told you, know, I'll just give you you know, the good project description and project explanation that I can tell you. That's it.
May I know any
Yeah,
any placement support would be there? Placement support.
placement support, obviously, preparation of resume, how to place it on a CV, that is on a this thing, you know, the portals, and how this kind of support will be there. But there is no kind of, you know, that the job assurance we will guarantee you will get your job. All this is a fake things in the market. Okay, don't go into this hench. Okay, so basically, if you get a subject, if you have a subject, obviously you'll be hired. No need of worry at all, guys. Definitely you can get a job. That's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So it's going to be practical sessions, right, for us?
Yes, yes. Obviously, guys, without the practicals, how can we move? It's
Yeah,
an IT.
thank you.
Okay, that's it, guys. So that's it. Yeah, any other questions if you want, you can ask me, guys, please. Okay. So that's it, guys. So we'll start up the class from tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow at the same 10 a.m. we'll start the class. Okay, guys. Thank you all of you for attending. We will see the more in detail tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Stopping the class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Hmm. Okay, guys. So let us start here. I'm just making off. Okay. Uh, let's start with a notepad here. Okay, guys. So let us start with this. Now, exactly, guys. Before we start with the SAS, okay, and introduction about the SAS, I'm audible to everyone. Please, guys, come out. I'm audible to every one of you.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so now let us start here. See, basically, before we start with the SAS, that is called as the statistical analysis system.
Uh, sir,
Hmm. Yeah.
sir, actually one more question. Sir, to complete to learn the SAS, what is the prerequisite, sir?
See, basically, as such, nowadays, prerequisites, obviously, SQL is required, statistical knowledge is required, any software you learn, these are the basic things which you require it, obviously. Okay. But as such, you need not to go and do it directly here. You can learn those things by doing this also.
Why, sir, I am asking is that like actually I am working in the Excels and VBS. There is no more, there is not much coding experience and I have. So that's why asking
No,
to
no, no.
learn the
Basically,
SAS.
not,
If I
not
face any difficulty latter part of the day.
basically, you know, you'll not have any complicated coding in the SAS. The
Yes.
SAS uses the fourth generic language for programming, very simple language, easy to
Okay, sir.
understand.
Whatever the coding, that based on like
That's
what?
based
C.
on SQL, SQL and C.
Okay, okay.
Hmm. Now, guys, okay, let us start with the statistical analysis system. Now, guys, I will explain you the operational mode. How does the SAS works actually? Okay, how does the SAS works actually? Let us see the operational mode. Then we will move ahead. Okay, so guys, first of all, we go ahead. You will find the data. Okay, data. So what do you mean data? Data is nothing but, guys, we generally call it as information. Am I right, guys? Generally, we call it as what? Information. So data means what? Information. Now, you guys, we talk about the huge data. So what is my huge, guys? What is my huge? Huge is nothing but what? Massive. Massive. So we can say together, massive information. Massive information. So that we can say, what is that? Huge data. What do you mean by huge data, guys? Huge data is nothing but, what is that? Huge data is nothing but called as what? Massive information, or it is also called as big data. Have you heard about the big data, guys? Yes, big data. I think you might have seen the boards, big data, etc. Okay, big data is nothing but a massive amount of data. That is called as what? A very massive, okay, a very massive, a very large amount of data is called as what? Big data. Okay, so now when it comes to this big data, guys, okay, when it comes to the big data, so, okay, what are the sources from where we get the big data? Tell me now. Source of source of getting source of getting big data. Source of getting big data, guys, what are the sources of getting big data? So now tell me, what do you mean by the sources of getting big data, guys? Source of getting big data is nothing but places from where you get this big data. From where? What are the sources? Yes, guys, am I audible to everyone? And if you people are following or not following, please let me know, so that I can, help you out in this thing. Yes, guys, this is an interactive session, so try to interact. Okay, all of you, everyone. Okay, now, guys, source of getting big data. So source of getting big data is nothing but a place. Okay, source of getting the big data is nothing but what? A place from where we get the big data. So now, guys, a place from where we get the big data, the following are the places from where we get the big data. That is sources, major sources of getting the big data. Guys, now tell me, what is the first and major source of getting the big data? You know already what is big data. Big data is nothing but what? Massive information, large amount of information. Massive information, large amount of information is nothing but called as what? Big data. So now, guys, here we get the big data. So for that, sources of big data, we can say, what's that? Social, there's nothing but social networking sites. Social networking sites. We get the data, guys, we get the data from, what is that? Social networking sites. We get the data from where? What is that? From the social networking sites. So what is my social networking sites, guys? Social networking sites are what? You don't know the social networking site, guys? Every one of us are using, what is that? Facebook, Twitter, Twitter. Okay, then we have, what is that? Instagram, or Insta, we call it. Okay, these are all the various kinds of, what is that? Social networking sites. So these are all the social networking sites we have it. So these are all the social networking sites from where we can expect the data. From where we can expect the data. And next one, what is that you have it? Tell me now. The first one is the same. And now, guys, the second one. What is the second one you have it? The source of getting the big data. Guys, the source of getting the big data. Guys, everyone. Now, the second one is called as the massive amount of data. We can receive it even from the banking applications. Banking applications. So what do you mean banking applications? Guys, banking applications are those, the applications which is used by the banking sector. The applications which is used by the banking sector also generates a very massive amount of data, such as you have an account opening application is there. Am I right? Online account opening application is there. That application consisting of what? Some detailed information about the customer. Am I right, guys? some detailed information about the customer. Very detailed information about the customer. Am I right, guys? Very detailed information about the customer it holds. Whereas this kind of banking applications, guys, this kind of banking applications, suppose you go to the bank, guys. Normally, you go to a bank. When you go to the bank, what happens? Once you have been to the banker will, suppose you have deposited at 2,000 rupees and withdrawn 1,000 rupees and 200 rupees you make some online payments. Now tell me how many entries will be there in your account? 3 4 entries. That means 4 5 entries will be there. One entry for the credit, one entry for the debit, one entry for the credit, one entry for the debit. Likewise, some 5 to 6 entries will be there. Am I right? So in the same way, the banking applications are those which basically that is has the very massive amount of data. So we can say the banking applications are those which generates a very massive amount of data. And the third one, guys, this is the second one. And the third one, human generated data. Human generated data. So what do you mean human generated data? The data which is generated by you and me are called as what? Human generated data. So generally, what kind of data we just generated, guys? If at all I'm writing some household information, something, I'll write it in an Excel. Am I right, guys? Expense, income, something like that. If at all I want to write some note, I will use a text format. Am I right, guys? So different formats. So I'll just write all this data. This is also called as what? Data. And now apart from this, guys, you have the fourth one, that is the important one, called as what? Machine generated data. Machine generated data. So guys, the machine generated data is nothing but this data is generated by the machine. Okay, such as you have, guys, we all know what is a CT scan machines, guys. We all know what is a CT scan machines. We all know what is that is ECG machines, etc. So whenever a person is taken, whenever the ECG is taken for a particular person, or else whenever the CT scan is, there is nothing but whenever we take the scan of a person, okay, whereas these machines called as what? CT scan machines, ECG machines, etc., etc., they generates a very massive amount of data. They generates a very massive amount of data. Hence, such kind of data is called as what? Machine generated data. I'm not saying only the CT scan machines or whatever you have it, the ECG machine. Various machines generates various kinds of data, and this data will be recorded ultimately, or this data is called as what? The big data. This is a part of the big data, guys. Now, guys, this data we have it. So where do we store this data? Tell me now. All we get the data, sir. This data, guys, all of you, this data, can you see it? This is called as a what? Massive amount of data. So we receive the data, this, whether it is a social networking sites data or banking application data, human and generated data, etc. Okay, or else any okay kind of, even we can say the fifth one we can also say okay, anyway, so these are the various type of data we have it, but this data we can get it in the following formats. What is that formats, guys? Data, we get the data in the following formats. What is that? The first one in the form of files. We get the data in the form of what? From these sources of getting the data. These are the few sources. I'm not saying these are all the sources. From these sources we get the data towards it files. So files can be, what is the type of files? Can you say, tell me, guys? The files can be what? Excel files, comma, CSV files. All of you following? Excel files, CSV files, and then we have a CSV stands for what? Comma separated value files. Then we have text files. Then we have, what is that? Guys, what is it we have it? Tell me, all of you. Any idea? Yeah, guys, I want an answer. I want everyone to respond it. Excel file, CSV file, text files. Okay. Then we have, what is that? XML files, extendable markup language, HTML files. Okay, then we have RTF files. RTF is basically for reporting purpose. Okay, these are all the that is, these are all the files we have, etc. Many files are there, guys. These are all the type of various type of files we have it. Okay, okay, okay. What is it here? These are the all the type of, what is that? Even you can say JSON file also. Yes, guys. Somebody said na JSON file. You can also say JSON file, etc. These are all the type of files we can have. Getting my point, everyone? Yes. So now we can get the data from the files in the form of files. Else we can also get the data in the form of what? Database. Database. So what do you mean database, guys? Database is nothing but basically a place. See, a database is very simple, guys. Don't get confused in this. The database is just like your Excel sheet only. You know, everyone knows the Excel sheet now. What is Excel sheet? Yes, guys, everyone knows the Excel sheet. Everyone knows the Excel sheet. Excel sheet is a sheet where we put the data in the form of what? Rows and columns. Am I right, guys? Where we put the data in the form of what? Rows and columns. Excel sheet is a sheet where we put the data in the form of rows and columns. Or CSV is also a same type of file which appears to be like Excel, and where the data is recorded in the form of rows and columns. But what is the difference, guys? The difference between the database and Excel sheet or CSV file is that in a database, if you have a very massive amount of data, very large amount of data, that we cannot store it in Excel file. Am I right, guys? Excel file will have some limitation for storing the data. Am I right? Excel files will have some limitation for storing the data. Whereas, guys, such limitations are not there in database. And security, Excel file, you can put some password, but that can be tampered or that can be broken up. Am I right? You can remove that and see that if you have a password in Excel file. But whereas whenever you have a database, it is provided with a very large security. Okay, guys. The same is provided with a very massive amount of security. So we can say that huge and bulky storage and security reason we use the database instead of using the Excel files. Of course, there are many more reasons, but now I don't want to confuse you by giving all the reasons. Okay, guys. So we can say these are the things we have it. Okay, guys. That's it now. Then afterwards, okay. Afterwards, what is the other data? What if, can you see it? We can get the data from the files. We can get the data from what's the databases. Databases can be what? As you have Excel from Microsoft, here you have a database. Database from what's it? SQL server. SQL server is from what? Microsoft only, but this is a database. Then we have, what is it, guys? Oracle database. Getting my point? Oracle database. Likewise, these are the databases, various databases from different products from Oracle Corporation. You have Oracle database from Oracle Corporation. SQL Server from what's that? Guys, SQL Server from what's that? Microsoft Corporation. Likewise, if you want to put the small type of data, we can go with Excel. Excel is Microsoft Excel, we call it. CSV, there is also Microsoft. That means Microsoft is providing files as well as the database. Based on the requirement of the user is going to purchase either the free version, whatever we get it, or else you can purchase the database and store the information. Am I right, guys? These are the things we have it. Okay, the files and database. And apart from this, we can also get the data nowadays. Nowadays, we can also get the data from, what is that? Live streaming data. Now, guys, what do you mean live streaming? Just forget about the subject. All of you must be aware of live streaming. Am I right? Please, guys, come out with your answers. I want an answer, and I want a session to be interactive. I'm not able to understand because I cannot see your faces. So I cannot understand whether you people are understanding or not, or whether you people are there or not. So that's the reason. So I want every one of you. Okay. So okay, every one of you to just interact. Okay. Yeah, Srikant, Firoz, Samir, you can just tell me if at all you are understanding or not, please. Okay. And Julia, okay. You can just interact. Okay, guys. So here you have a live streaming data. So, guys, yeah, Feroz, I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was just opening my mic, sir.
Okay, okay, no,
Thank
okay. Now, guys, so now we have also we can get the data from files, databases, or nowadays we are getting the live streaming data. Live streaming means what? Stream means what? Watching. Am I right, guys?
It's a continuous data. It's not a
Very
constant.
good, very good. It's a continuous data. It is a continuous data. It is not a constant data. Live streaming data is nothing but what? It is a continuous data. So, where you can get this continuous data? Tell me now, guys. Yeah.
you. Live cricket match.
Okay, that is fine. Okay, cricket match. So can I say stock market is a live streaming data?
Yes, sir.
Obviously. Am I right, guys? You get the share prices up and down every time, ups and down every time. That is called as what? Live streaming. Am I right? So we can get the data from the live streaming. So nowadays, even in that analysis, in that particular analysis, that is nothing but we are using the particular live streaming data. That means even the analysis of that is stock analysis, etc. We are using it. Okay. So guys, just a minute. Okay, guys. So in the stock analysis and all those things, we are using the we are getting the data even from the live streaming platform. Now, these are the sources of getting the data. Now, guys, whether you get the data in the files or get the data in database or get the data from the live streaming source, whatever that source you have it, what is that you have to do to apply and get a solution? We need to pass them. We need to pass them. We need to pass this. We need to pass this to what is that, guys? Suppose I wanted to know how what would it, can you see here? There is a can you see here? There is a share or there is a stock here. I'm giving you the stock, guys. These names I'm using it as a general names. Okay. Suppose you have what is that? A bull, India Bulls. India Bulls is a share, is a stock here. And now this is now I wanted to know before I invest money, before I invest some money on India Bulls, now I wanted to know as a user, I am an end user, guys. I am an end user. I wanted to know as an end user, before I invest the money on India Bulls, what is the performance of India Bulls in the past 15 days? How it is performing? Whether it is earning or it's going down the points. Okay. We say put and get now. So that is it's going up and going down. What exactly? Okay, calls and puts we call it. Okay, so it's going up or going down, coming down, or what exactly things you have it. So you have to perform that analysis. So for that analysis means what? Comparative study. You have to make some comparison on that. So we require the data. So the data is collected here. So guys, you will get a very massive amount of data now. Now you want your analyst to do it for you. How, what is the performance of India Bulls? Okay, so for that the analyst collects the data for you. And now what does the analyst does? Analyst gets the data, guys, gets the data into the required software. So here I am using the software called what? SAS, statistical analysis system. Getting my point? Statistical analysis system. So after that I use it, we perform the analysis using the SAS. We perform the analysis and we perform ultimately analysis, and the analysis is done. And once the analysis is done and the analyst has come to a conclusion, and that particular conclusion, detailed explanation will be given in the form of a report or else in the form of a graph.
Yes, sir.
In the form of a graph. And based on this
Samir,
report,
sir, sometimes the voice is breaking, sir.
okay, so based on this, can you see, based on these reports and graphs, based on these reports and graphs, guys, based on these reports and graphs, based on these reports and graphs provided by the analyst, the end user, who is the end user? I am the end user. And the end user takes the decision of purchasing that particular share or not. Getting my point? So here this entire process, this is the entire process we are going to do. So this is actually the business side. This is actually the business side. So whether you get the data, this is a live streaming data we have it now. And here you have what is a database. Okay. and some data will be there. So any type of analysis you want to perform, first of all, you need to get the data from these particular sources into the environment called what? SAS environment. Into what is that? SAS environment. That is called as what? Statistical analysis system. Why SAS is recommended? SAS is recommended because of its the statistical analytical abilities. Okay, statistical analysis abilities, because there is no software in the market available which provides such a high performance, high reporting on the statistical front, whether it is a predictive analysis or irrespective of the domain specific. Domain specific means what? It can work on any domain. It can work on the banking domain. It can work on any kind of domain. Okay, so clinical domain, banking domain, etc. But apart from this, even you have a software called SPSS that is already gone now, and then we have the Finacle. Few days back we got even the Finacle. Okay, not this ERP Finacle. Finacle, a software which is specially used for this statistical this thing, but that is also not that efficient enough. But it is used for purely to work on the clinical data. I will show you a Finacle, the feature of Finacle and all. One example also we'll see it on Finacle, how exactly it works off. Okay, so this is how we have it. So I think so, guys. This is the, I'll draw this diagram once again. So first of all, how we are going to work? Data, can you see here? Data. From the data, we get the data into what is it? SAS. And after getting the data into SAS, we perform what is it? Analysis. And once the analysis is done, then what happens here? Reporting. And once the reporting is done, or reporting can also be in the form of what? Graphical format. Why graphical format, guys? If you give me, guys, if you give me just a minute, for example, you go and take a test in the sense medical test. You take an ECG of yourself. He will give you a very lengthy, a long receipt which shows the heart rate. Am I right, guys? Which shows the heart rate. Whereas as a layman, I'm not a person from the medical background. Can I understand what does that line means? Yes, guys. What does that line means? Can I understand?
No.
No. But that is what actually, what is that lines? Those lines giving you some meaningful information. That lines giving some, what is it? Meaningful information. And you cannot understand by just seeing that that is nothing but some horizontal or vertical lines, whatever you have it. But whereas for such kind of person, what is it given? One more report which is written, typed report will be given, wherein the detail of these lines will be given. Am I right, guys? So if you are educated enough, simply you can read that particular given report and come to a decision that what has happened to you. Am I right? So in the same way, in what type of format, in what formats you're getting the report from the ECG report? In two formats, in the form of a graph is that line which is showing you, in the form of a report. So graphs and reports are used for specific users. Suppose I want to see the report, I want to read the report, so I have to generate the output in the form of a report. If the client want only in graphical format, he does not understand the report, etc., etc., because most of in foreign countries, they don't waste the things on reading and all those things. Okay, they want a graphical format, so we can also report the data in the form of graph reports or graphs. And these, based on these reports and graph, the decision making will be done. Decision making. Okay, guys, the decision making will be done here. Getting my point? The decision making will be done. Clear, all of you now? So this is how we can go ahead with the process. Data. So this data you can get it from where? From the files. From what is a database? Again, from what is that? Live streaming data. Then again, what is the other thing we can have? Tell me now. Data warehouse. Data warehouse. Database and data warehouse. I told you already, no? Database and data warehouse. Here the data is recorded in summarized manner. Here the data is recorded in what detailed manner. That's it. I'll explain you more in detail once we get into the subject. Then we have, can also have, what is that, data, what is it, database, or else I'll write it here only, database, comma, data warehouse. Okay, database, comma, data warehouse. Then we have, what is it, live streaming data. Okay, uh, and etc. These are all the, can see here, sources from where we get the data. Or else nowadays we can also get the data from what, cloud environment. Getting my point? Cloud environment. So these are all the sources from where we get the data here. Okay, or else this all we can say on premises. Okay, so these are all the cloud environments. We can have it, get the data from that data. You get it into the SAS environment, perform the analysis into the SAS, and ultimately report it in the form of reports or in the form of what, graphs, and ultimately decision is made. Getting my point? Decision making will be done. So this is how exactly the process flows on. Now, guys, today we'll start with the introduction of this. So now, guys, first of all, you need to install the software called SAS software. So for this installation of the SAS software, please approach Durga Soft. They will help you out in getting this software installation done. Okay. So guys, having SAS 9.4 version, you can use any version. Open this, guys. Can you see it? This is called as a now, guys. This is called as a SAS software. This is called as a SAS software, guys. This is called as a SAS software. Okay, I'm opening this. This entire application, guys, this entire application, this is called as application workspace, AWS. It is called as what? Application workspace. It is called as what, guys? Application workspace. So that means the application workspace, guys, the application workspace of SAS consisting of the following. What is that following? The first and foremost, I'm writing it here, guys. The first and foremost here, okay, the application workspace of SAS consisting of the following. What is that? The first and foremost, I'm writing it here, guys. The first one, foremost one is called as what? SAS. The SAS window is called as what? Application workspace, AWS. And the application workspace of SAS consisting of the following. The first and foremost window, guys, the first and foremost window, SAS software. Now, the first and foremost window, guys, the first and foremost window, we have it as called was editor window. Whereas this is also called as enhanced editor, or we can also call it as what, program editor. So we can say, what's it, enhanced editor, enhanced editor, or we can also say program editor. Enhanced editor or program editor, anything you can use it. Okay, enhanced editor. Okay, enhanced editor or program editor. Okay, enhanced editor or program editor, whatever you want, you can say enhanced editor, it is one word, or program editor. Okay, so now, guys, just come back here where you write the code. This is the that is a different window where the user writes the code. User writes the code here. Okay, see here, the user writes the code. I'm just checking off here. Can you see it, guys? Everyone, can you see it? This is your first window, that is called as program editor. Okay, guys, it is such an intelligent program or software we have it. Where can you see? I'm just using it. Can you see? I'm just opening here, editor, enhance editor now. Can you see it? So enhance editor control, anyways, it's not saying enhance editor control is not installed here, hence it's not supporting. So no issues. Program editor is working here. So now guys, data, can you see here? I'm writing it somewhere. This is called as a program. So whenever the user defined program is there, we will write it, guys. We will write it in the program editor. We will write it in the window called, what is it? Program editor window. And whatever the program editor window programs we write it and we run the same, the output, whether your program is compiled successfully or is there an error. Can you see the error? Whatever the error you have it, the error you can see it in the window called what? Log window. The error you can see it in the window called what? What is it, guys? Log window. You can see it in the log window, log window. So you write the program in the program editor, and once you write the program in the program editor and you execute it, then you will get the output in the window called what? Log window. You'll get the output in the window called what? What is that, guys? Log window, log, which stands for what? Yes, log window. That's it. So whatever the 50 lines code, 100 lines code, whatever you write it, the that is nothing but the what exactly happened to that particular code, that will be written here in the log window. Getting my point, all of you? Next, output. So generally the output, what happens here, guys? The output will be there in the form of reports or graphs. Am I right? Reports or graphs, and those reports and graphs will be reported here or will be sent here in the window called output window. Your window called output window. Can you see here? This is the output window. Here the output will be displayed here in the form of a reports or whatever you have it. Getting my point? So now guys, these are the windowing environment. We can say these are the windowing environment. First is, what is that you have it? The first and foremost one. The first and foremost one is called as what? Program editor, where we write the programs. Okay guys, where we write the program. And the second one is the log window, where all the compilation results. Compilation means what? Processing results. Once the program is processed, once the program written here is processed, okay, once the written program is processed here, can you see here in the log window how, what is the output exactly we have it? Okay, that is whether can you see here, the program is successfully compiled or is there any error, that you can find it in the log window. Okay, then we have output, guys. Then we have output. So output, you can display the output in the form of reports or graphs here. That's it. These are the three major windows here. What is that? Enhance, editor, log window, and output window. These are the three windows we have it. Apart from these three windows, guys, even you have a window called, what is it? Result window. Suppose you have 100 pages output is here, 100 pages output is here, and you want to go to the 56th page, 56th page. So directly you can check the result here. All the result, whatever the result you have it, the result will be keep on displaying here. Okay guys, the result will be keep on displaying here. So whenever you want to go to the particular result, click on that, the same output will be displayed in the output window. So here this is called as a result window. And then your explorer window. Explorer window provides you the exploration, that is nothing but it provides you the that is nothing but it helps to provide you the access to, basically, can you see it, access this my computers, favorite folders, file shortcuts, whatever you want, you can just create it, and even to the libraries. Okay, even to the libraries. Getting my point? Even to the libraries. Can you see? Open the libraries. This is the libraries. So now what is libraries? I will tell you. Library. So what do you mean by library, guys? Generally, what do you mean by library? A library is a place where it is a collection of books, multiple books. Am I right, guys? Many books will be there in a library. In the same way, that book consisting of information. Here also, the data, whatever the data you have it, the data will be available in the libraries. Am I right, guys? The data will be available in what? Libraries. Yes, guys, just open this library. I'm opening this. This is some system defined library. We don't create it. Open this. Can you see? Afghanistan. Open this. You got the data here. It is in the form of rows and columns. Am I right, guys? This is some sample type of data. This is called as a table here, guys. This is called as a table. Am I right, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a sample type of data you have it. So this all sample type of data we can use it. Okay. Again, you have what is that? Now can you see it? This is the output. So anyways, guys, these are the libraries. So just now what you have seen libraries, these are the system defined libraries, and these are the system defined tables. We can also create our own tables, and we can also define our own libraries. Getting my point? So that we will see it anyways once we get into the subject here. Okay. So guys, these are the basic things. So you must and should know here. Okay, what is that? The first one is the program editor, and the second one is the log window, guys. The second one is the log window, and the third one is what? Output window, where whatever the output or whatever the programs we write it here, we compilation results will be displayed in the log, and outputs will be displayed in the output window. Getting my point, everyone? So this is nothing but the basic introduction about this thing we have it. And explorer window and result window means what? Whatever the output you have it here, page wise, it will be recorded. Whenever you want to go to the specific output, simply click on that output and you can reach out here. Okay, that's it. And next one, what is it? You have it. Explorer window provides you the access to what is that? My computer. You can access the drive of the my computer, guys. See, C drive, etc., etc. All this is you can access it. And then apart from this, you can create the shortcut for the folders. You can create the shortcut for the file shortcuts, and also you create the shortcut for the libraries. That's it. So this is nothing but the introduction about the SAS programs we have it. Okay, guys, that's it. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me the question now.
Sir, Firoz here. Sir, which version of a studio it is? Studio.
See, it is you can have any version 9.4 it is right now. Mine is 9.4. You can have it upgraded also. Okay, 9.5 is also, I think it's there. You can have it. Okay, the latest release you can have it in the market. It's available. You can take it.
So they are giving for, sir, some like for students or somebody, they will give for for some time, like trial
No, they will
version.
install it in your PC.
Okay, so this is open source, sir. I think this is not open source, right?
This is not a open source. This is not at all an open source, guys. You have to install this. You have to make your things install in your PC. This is not an open source.
So we will get the software copy from internet, sir, directly, or
You can try out. There is a tutorial edition is also there on the SAS INC, SAS Incorporation Limited. If that is working, fine. If that is not working, you have to get it installed by going to this institute. They will help you on that.
so somebody from lab, they will help us, right?
Somebody from lab, they will help. You contact the Durga Soft admin, they will help you out in this.
Sure, sure. Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's it, guys. Any other questions?
Hi, sir. My name is Srikanth. I have a quick question. So, what is the plan for the teaching? I mean, will you be teaching the SAS base and first, and then
Yes, first of all,
procedures related to?
yes. First of all, we have to go ahead with the SAS, base SAS only. Now, based on the base SAS only, we'll be starting up the procedures.
Okay.
And then we'll be moving ahead with the statistical procedures, etc., etc. Because
Okay, so actually, I do have experience on SAS. I'm working already.
okay,
So
okay,
I have joined this just for the CDISC one. I mean, the clinical SAS.
okay.
So how much time it would take? I mean, generally.
Generally, that will take first of all we have to complete the base SAS, and then we can start. In the next 10 to 12 days it will take for completing the base SAS. Once we complete the base SAS, then we can start with that.
Okay. So will you be teaching all the Adams and TLFs and
Yes,
CDs
yes,
until the FDA submissions?
yes, till the FDA submission of FDA, and okay, how the things works on, I'll explain you everything.
Okay. And during this class, and you mentioned that the Pinnacle 21 is not using that much, but I still feel like, the clinical companies, the CRO companies still using Pinnacle 21 to validate the data sets.
Yes, not so highly used.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Who's this? Somebody chat. Yeah, Julia. Does programming mandatory? Yeah, programming is mandatory. You'll have the recording, obviously, so you can practice accordingly according to the recorded videos. Also, you can practice it. Okay, according to the recorded videos, also you can practice it. But it's better if you attend the class, because this is a practical classes required here. Okay, that's it.
Sir, who will be the point of contact for your session, sir?
Muskan will be the point of contact. I think you people have her number now, so no issues. I'll just give you. Muskan will be the point of contact. You can contact Muskan. She will help you out. So I'm giving her number. I'm just putting your number in the chat box, guys. So you can just have her number. 720 72 12427. This is the number. Muskan.
Sir, one point I like to uh, see this. Someone asked, does programming mandatory to attend the class? Meaning the coding part they are trying to ask. Is it mandatory? No one who is do not have background of coding, they can attend or not? This is what this question, if I
Yeah, the
understood.
question is, of course, without the programming means, if you are able to understand what I am doing.
Mhm.
See, I'm writing it here.
Yeah.
What is it? Suppose I'm writing data. Okay, sales, input. Suppose input, product,
Yes, sir.
ID. Okay, then what is it I'm using? Dollar. Then I'm using something here. Okay, name. Okay, product ID, something like this, and then I'm using name. Okay, so I'm using a dollar. If you are able to follow this, obviously programming, if you have, that's coding is obviously, then you have a data lines. So what is it I'm using? These are the coding basics. We have it. We must and should do basically understand. If you're not understanding this, if you the programming will be very easy. I mean to say, the programming in SAS, it uses the 4GL, very simple level of coding will be used here, not a complex level as we do it in the C++, Java, etc. Okay, not so. So you can understand it very well.
Yes.
That's the only thing I mean to tell you. That's it. Okay, guys.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So that's it for the day. I'm ending up. Okay, thank you.